through how to use it to write a user guide. So to get started, we're going to give it a very simple prompt. We're going to say, as a technical writer, give me 5 prompts to write a user guide using Google Gemini. Straightforward enough. And then for context, you're an expert technical writer with deep expertise in leveraging generative AI tools to create, crack it open, meaningful outputs. So a few things to bear in mind here, okay? One is that you're giving it an identity up here by saying you're a technical writer, which is really important. That kind of orientates the LLM, so to speak. You're then giving it a very specific task. I want 5 prompts. You're giving it a little context about what you want to do here, and also you're asking it for specific outputs. So we'll go through that, okay? So here's what comes back. It's giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's look at them one at a time. So the first one is to do structure and output, and it's a nice way to get started with creating the overall structure for the user guide, and we'll go into that in some details here. Then it breaks it down into the actual procedures that's required, how to avoid jargon, audience-specific tone, and a troubleshooting section. So the benefit of this is that it kind of gets us up and running quickly. If you're new to technical writing, it gives you an outline straight away, and we can drill down into it. But let's see what else it's done. So what I've done now is I've asked it to give me a little bit more detail about the actual structure and outline. And as this is an experiment, obviously, what I've asked it to do is to write a user guide for AI glasses. AI glasses are similar to what you've probably seen with Google glasses, or Meta has them, and Ray-Bans, so on and so forth. So I've given it a chunk of information to give it a little bit of context. Otherwise, it doesn't know how to start or how to kind of orientate the documentation. So I've given it now this piece here that I've copied and pasted from Oakley.com. And it's come back now with a bit more structure, and you can see yourself it's tried to create a table of contents with introductory section, getting started, core functionality. You get the idea. The benefit of this is that it gets you a draft really quickly. So it mightn't be perfect, it mightn't be what you end up with, but you'll have something to start with. So the next thing I've done then is I've asked it to give me more detailed information and to start to walk through some of the specific procedures. So what does that mean? So if you think about it here, all of the instructions in your guide, like how do I live stream, how do I take a photo, they're all called procedures. So I've asked it to write a specific procedure for this part here, and what it's done is it's going and looking at the initial setup section. So it's come back with this. Now again, I wouldn't take this as gospel. Obviously, it's an experiment is what we're doing here, but you get the idea that if you give it a piece of information about something, it can go in and try to create a draft that you can use to get started. It's provided some troubleshooting stuff. I've then asked it to, well, I've given it a little bit more information. And I said, like, here's an example of instructions from another website. Compare and contrast with what you have with what it offers here, and make kind of updates. And you can see that what it's done is it's done 2 things. One, it's updated the procedures, and it's created procedure A. It's kind of one approach. And notice, by the way, it's a kind of action, object, result structure, which is what you want when you're writing user guides. You want it to be orientated like that. And it's created a second one. So 2 procedures for the price of 1, so to speak. And it's removed jargon and so on and so forth. Now, here's something else to bear in mind, is that when it creates the procedure for you here, it also offers the opportunity to export it to Google Sheets. And if you haven't used Google Sheets, effectively it's the Google Drive version of Excel. So for what we're doing, it's interesting to a point. So you have the procedures here, you have the steps and so forth. Now, we're probably not going to use this for what we're doing now. However, it's worth bearing in mind that when you are doing documentation, let's move this out of the way here, let's see it. This could be very, very good, by the way, if you're creating something like standard operating procedures or run books, something where you wanted procedures written in a structure like this. So just kind of bear this in mind for a moment. Go back to Google Gemini, and what we're going to do now is I've asked it to refine the actual steps themselves. So it's given me a completed format. It's merged A and B into a single option here. I could, if I wanted to, export it to Sheets again. But here's the other thing that I can do. I can, over here, whoops, wrong one. I can click Share, and I can export it to Google Docs. So I'll show you what I mean. So that cracks it open in Google Docs over here, and you see for yourself, we now have a version of all of the procedures on a single page. So that's kind of cool. And once you have it here, you can, if you want to, click File, Download, and you can download it as a Word document. And once you have the Word document, I'll show you the end result. It's like this. So crack it over and move it here, you can see it. So we have the Word document, pretty much the same as what we saw online, and we can get started with this. So if you think about it, we've been doing this for about 6 minutes, something like that. And we have, a few procedures we can get started with. We have a suggested outline for how we want to structure the documentation, and we can begin to kind of incrementally drill down into more sections of the guides.